Every so often, there comes a banner that I just don't know what to think about. Or rather, I should say, a unit that I just don't know what to think about. That is basically the situation that we are looking at today, and let's just not drag this out. Let's get right into talking about this, because we have two banners to review, and we are going to definitely look at these in depth. So first of all, let's talk about what I think. First of all, I'm going to just give this banner a hard recommendation for a couple of reasons. One, everything on this banner is either incredibly interesting or incredibly useful. First, the 3 to 5 star. This TMR that gives basically the equip rod as well as magic is potentially very useful in the future, depending on what comes out, and a unit that could benefit from rods that can't equip rods that you just don't want to give up the materia slot without getting some kind of extra benefit. I think the 3 star alone is pretty freaking valuable. But getting into it, there is a lot of better news, which also goes into the 4 star units. Now, the 4 star units, honestly, their kits don't feel really anything that incredible. And that's kind of just the sad way we are, even though apparently the Fist Girl does have a, using Spirit as her attack, which I guess this means that we have a 4 star version of Lyra now. That phase should pretty much tell you. But the exciting thing is not this, it's her TMR, because the TMR turned out to be way better than I even thought it could be. It's 130 attack true dual hand fist. That in itself is kind of big news, because we haven't had a fist that has been this high attack in a long time. But you may say, well, it's not that high of attack on it, it's, the damage formula change. But the great thing about this fist is that it's 130 attack, true dual hand, with a 1.4 to 1.6 times variance, meaning that it has a very high and very consistent amount of variance on it. One of the things that makes true dual hand just so powerful in general is the fact that it has, variance is just an extra amount of damage on top of all the damage that they are doing regularly. So having a 1.4 to 1.6 times variance kind of negates one of the problems with true dual hand weapons, which is that you can get a shitty roll. You can get you can get the lowest level of damage, which can just not be enough. Having this being a 1.4 to 1.6 is pretty damn high and will be constantly much higher rolls than a lot of different other weapons out there that are true dual hand. So I gotta say, I really love this fist, and I highly recommend it for any fist user in the future that ends up being true dual hand, or some of the users already who could potentially use fists that just need to have an element on them. This weapon could be a lot stronger than I think it is. It's just kind of hard to tell right now. But I'm definitely excited about it. And of course, our water girl, who, man, she's just kind of, I love her sprite so much. Water is definitely one of my favorite elements. We pretty much knew that this was going to be a strong TMR, and it's just a strong TMR. 40% boost to magic is amazing, but an extra 40 stat to magic, this is basically half of Rem's super TMR. I feel like this strikes a better medium than what Rem's super TMR, or what happened with Squall's super TMR, I mean. Squall's super TMR just basically got flat out stolen by a 4-star base, and it felt really shitty for anyone who tried to get 4 Squalls for that limit burst damage up. This is at least half of it. It doesn't give you the survivability, but it does give you the strength. And I think that's really cool. I personally, with a general interest in mages, want at least a couple of these. And yeah, this is just really strong. Again, there's nothing super amazing in her kit. She does have, you know, some nice water resist for the team, as well as some water debuffing, I do believe. Nothing super great, but, you know, she's not bad per se. As a matter of fact, she might actually be really decent in Arena because she has 210% AoE 20 hit at 5 frames, so she could be a great water chainer for anybody who's just starting in Arena. But yeah, this accessory is bananas and nuts. And now we come to the unit that I just don't fucking know what to tell you about this unit. This is the unit that I look at and just have a blank stare about her. She is the most interesting unit we have got this entire year. Yes, I really mean that. In approximately 10 months worth of time, this is the most interesting unit that we've ever gotten. And that alone makes me just want to get her. But at the same time, she's so confusing. The extra, she is definitely a attacker, and she is not a chainer. She is very much a chain finisher in the main part of her kit, because her kit essentially only ended up with 2 attacks, one of them being her Limit Burst. And her Limit Burst is the most insane thing ever, because it's also the most expensive Limit Burst in the game at 100 Limit Burst crystals, where most units need only 30 Limit Burst crystals. That being said, it's a 1600% AoE, 23 hits at 6 frames, physical attack, and 50% defense, so it's a pretty damn strong Limit Burst if you consider that some of the materials out there can boost the amount of damage this could do on top of it. And she has a 206 base attack and a 7-star with an extra 65 points put in, means that, oh my god, she can be incredibly strong. But her Limit Burst does have the drawback that it does cast Stop on her, as well as a 200% debuff to herself for 3 turns. You know, because CG Jake's self-limit or self-debuff wasn't strong enough. This girl just flat out she doesn't just shoot herself in the leg once, she actually shoots herself in the leg twice. And she's kind of essentially Cosmos, so for anybody who wanted like a Cosmos one, a Cosmos unit, this is about as close as you're probably gonna get. Love the animations though. But her kit is so weird because it basically comes down to a whole bunch of self-buffs to her 1 attack, and that makes it kind of weird. She has just all of these very, very strange attacks, one of which does 3,000 damage to your party except herself, and in exchange she gets a self 1-turn 50% damage reduction, a self 1-turn 100% HP and MP heal, and a self 100 Limit Burst crystal fill. So she gives herself a Limit Burst for punching her entire team, but she gives herself all her HP and MP back, and you can use this ability every turn. So while she has the most expensive Limit Burst, she also has the easiest Limit Burst to charge too. It's so very weird. She also has a decrease to be targeted. She has a whole bunch of different buffs. You're looking at about 150% natural true dual hand in her kit. It looks like if you are going to use her, it's either going to be fists or guns, as projectiles right now have been nerfed straight to hell. If she had come around during the fixed dice era, yeah, we could have potentially seen a broken game, possibly. But she has a lot of things that buff herself, and the interesting thing is that it looks like by equipping her own TMR, she gets Stop immunity. It's still listed as an unknown passive, but I've seen people mention that it is Stop immunity, and if that is, you know, 100% the case, then it removes a big problem that I had with her Limit Burst. And it also makes her considerably stronger because as a physical attack damage dealer, she can't be stopped, which is very strong. But her kit kind of works in this sense of powering herself up. She can use 5 different abilities in her turn, meaning that she can only cast one of her attack ability once per turn. And her attack ability is nothing special. As a matter of fact, it's quite terrible on its own. You're looking at an ignore defense of 50%, okay, but a 100% single target one-hit attack, meaning that this girl cannot chain outside of her limit burst, and her limit burst chaining is probably pretty damn weird at 23 hits at 6 frames. That being said, a lot of her abilities give giant boosts, so you could essentially increase the modifier on her attack every turn by using this ability at the very end of her combo. So you're getting basically like 500%, 500%, 800%. If you're using some of her 7-star abilities, which remove, any debuffs on herself, give her 25 limit burst crystals, and an 800% modifier for an attack, her cooldown abilities are actually worth mentioning too, because this is, a pretty interesting attack. Giving herself, one of her cooldowns is available turn 1 on a 3-turn cooldown, self 2-turn plus 250% to all stats, 25 limit burst crystal fill, and 1000% modifier for her ability. Her other ability that's also 84 MP is a single turn, is on a 3-turn cooldown, self 2-turn auto revive with 100% HP, 25 limit burst crystal fill, and 1000% modifier. So in theory, you can put a huge amount of modifiers onto her one attack, but you're only going to be using that one attack per turn. Now, also it should be mentioned that she does have, with that super TMR, killers could stack pretty fast with this girl, especially if she is putting that many modifiers into her attacks. She is both colossally interesting and colossally confusing. She is a unit that is, by all means, probably the most interesting thing we've seen this entire year for, brand new units. She's really weird, and I absolutely love her for it. So many things are just chaining, and then you have this wonderful, beautiful unit that comes along that's entirely different, that makes you think, wow, how would I use this unit? How do you use this unit? It's so strange. The only other thing that I'm super concerned about is in her kit. It seems like, at least I can't see anywhere else, is that her MP recovery basically is in her, her last thing that she gets at level 120 at a 7-star. That makes it just very, 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 very crucial that you make her a 7-star. And the counterpoint to that is like, duh, we're in a 7-star meta. Of course it's important you make it a 7-star. But she does get 10% MP recovery per turn. I have to say that I love this girl. I love her for a whole bunch of reasons. Her design, her weird kit, just a fantastic unit. So I would 100% recommend, even with the Trust Moogle bonus that we're getting on this, that this banner is absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. Everything on it seems very valuable or incredibly interesting, and so if you've been looking for some fun or just some powerful equipment, there's a lot of reasons to go on this banner, and that's encouraging. But of course, we can't just talk about that. We actually have to talk about this other unit that has come along too, that unfortunately I can't bring up. So, what the hell, right? Fuck, man. As if it wasn't already suggestive enough. Just damn. Anyway, let's take a really quick look at Folka and Citra's CG unit, which I have to say is another fantastic unit. Not just for the obvious reasons. I know that in one of my last videos I made a joke about this, just basically that CG animation, but I absolutely really love their sprites. And I love the combo units. It's just this cool idea to have 2 units together as one in one spot. I'm hoping that this becomes a more common thing in the future with, you know, some of the twin units like Zorn and Thorn or anything like that. But yeah, that limit burst, we're not going to apologize for anything here on this channel, but at the same time, it's pretty unapologetically selling you on something. That's a pretty cute animation, though. Aw, Folka gets embarrassed. Oh my god, that's so... Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm sorry. Okay, focus. First of all, the Trust Mastery reward is very strong if you've been looking for staffs like I have. 15 attack, 58 magic, and 120 spirit with an extra 20% spirit is very strong in itself, but giving you a summon gauge crystal per turn is just super nice if you're interested in summons at all. Now, I can't show it off yet, but super Trust Mastery wise, a 50% HP, 50% MP, and a 60% Ice Water Dark resist materia. Ice Water Dark, especially Dark, has been showing up a lot, and Water too in some of the more recent trials. So the materia is pretty damn strong, but 50% HP and MP is probably going to cause some problems in the game with whales in Arena. You thought it was bad before, just wait till now. Now, stat-wise, can't really see it because she's not a 7-star yet, but a lot of MP, fair amount of HP, terrible attack, not a great defense. Probably pretty squishy on this one. Magic and Spirit is both really quite incredibly high, which is great because their kit takes a lot after CG Citra. And if you're wondering what way to build this girl, it looks to be 100% all in on Spirit. Now, her limit burst maxed out as a 7-star is a 3000% AoE 3-hit water summon attack, meaning that it is based on summon damage, and this girl does have some innate summon damage, and with other summon things, this could be a very, very strong limit burst. AoE 5-turn debuff for maxed out 100% water and light resistance, 230 MP recovery, and built summon gauge 5 to 6 Esper crystals. Again, bananas and nuts. But it's not just that, she has a natural 10% MP recovery per turn, 30% summon damage, tons of stat increases to magic and spirit water resistance, and she does take a little bit after Folka because she has a AoE 5-turn plus resistance to basically all status ailments through her 2 abilities, and resistance to defense, spirit, stop debuffs, and water resistance as well, where the other one has light resistance, charm resistance, and magic and attack debuff resistance. Both of those abilities are insanely stronger than Folka's because they also add elemental resistance. And if you just cast this ability before our new girl Regina gets using her limit burst, then you essentially have a girl who can charge her limit burst every turn that is insanely powerful. I gotta say, this is incredible. She also has ways to give an extra 30% damage versus undead monsters, and she has chaining abilities that are both AT chaining using Spirit as a summon attack, meaning that it's unmitigated damage too. They can summon any Esper, they can recover MP at just, AoE 250 MP heal split over 5 turns, plus 80% water and light resistance for the cost of 75 frickin' MP. Ugh, and we haven't even gotten out. They can double cast a lot of their abilities. They have a water summon attack that is also AT chaining. And in their 7-star, they just have too much other good stuff, including their cooldown ability, which is available turn 6, 5-turn cooldown, which is a bigger AT framing summon magic chaining damage attack that also heals for HP, 2500 HP at an 18 times mod with a 3-turn damage reduction of 30%. And another damage chaining ability in there that is AoE water damage at AT frames that they can just use regularly, and I do believe a total of 130% extra Esper chaining damage. If you're a summon fan like me, if you're a Folka fan, if you're a Citra fan, This unit is just insane. This is absolutely just potentially too damn strong. You're looking at a unit that can chain very well with other units and is very strong. But it's interesting too that she can give light immune. She can actually add a light element to others' attacks. It does have an AoE except self 20% chance to charm, but it AoE adds light attacks for 5 turns. This with Axstar chaining in, I think we finally found a summoner that could slot into any party very, very well, considering that AT chaining with Axstar right now is too damn strong. I have to say that the other thing is you could probably, you know, just give the fire element to this girl and then she could chain with Axstar that way, or the ice element. CG Citra and Folka is just far and away the best, one of the most incredible units in the game. She loses the healing, but she amazingly comes out as an incredibly strong support unit with incredible damage potential, given that she has a very high spirit stat. Long story short, get this unit. There is no reason not to. It is, if it is bait, it's bait that we're actually winning on, and I think that is truly incredible. So yes, that is all for my banner reviews. I have to say that everything about these two banners is just an incredibly big positive from me, and oh my god, am I excited for the live stream tonight. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time for another video. Till then, see you later.